Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about the measurement of elasticity of demand. In our previous classes we have already explained the concept of elasticity, price elasticity of demand, different degrees of price elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand and cross elasticity of demand. Through this video we are going to learn different methods of measuring price elasticity of demand. The first and most commonly used method of measuring elasticity of demand is percentage method or proportionate method. We know that elasticity of demand is the proportionate change in demand due to a change in price of the commodity. Therefore, to identify the quotient of elasticity of demand, we can use the formula as price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in demand divided by percentage change in price. Here we need to identify the percentage change in quantity demanded of the commodity and percentage change in price of the product. For this we are modifying this equation as change in Q, that is change in quantity demanded, divided by Q, that is original quantity, into 100, that is the percentage change in quantity demanded. And now we need to find out percentage change in price. For that, delta P, that is change in price, divided by original price into 100. It is possible to simplify this formula and we will get delta Q by delta P into P by Q. This is the ultimate formula of identifying elasticity of demand using percentage method or proportionate method. Now we are moving to the calculation of elasticity, quotient of elasticity of demand using a numerical example. This is an imaginary schedule where price is plotted on one side and quantity demanded on another side. When price decreases from 5 to 4, quantity demanded increases from 20 to 25. As per the method, in order to identify price elasticity of demand, we have the formula delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Now we have delta Q, that is equal to 5, that is change in quantity from 20 to 25, that is 5. And we have delta P, that is change in price of the commodity, that is from 5 to 4, that is equal to 1. And we have price, initial price, that is 5, and initial quantity, that is 20. Now we have to apply these values to this equation and we will get 5 by 1 into 5 by 20, that is equal to 5 by 4, that is equal to 1.25. Here the value of price elasticity of demand is 1.25, which is greater than 1. Therefore price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. This is the method of measuring price elasticity of demand using percentage method or proportionate method. Now we are going to check what will happen to the price elasticity of demand if price increases from 4 to 5 and quantity decreases from 25 to 20. That is, we are going to consider just reverse change. Price moves from 4 to 5 and quantity moves from 25 to 20. As per this change, we have delta Q as 5 because quantity has been changed by 5 unit and price also changed only by 1 unit, that is delta P is equal to 1. And initial quantity, that is that was initially 20, now it is 25, and initial price that was initially 5, now it is 4, because we are considering the reverse change. Now by applying these values into this formula delta q by delta p into p by q, we get 5 by 1 into 4 by 25, that is equal to 20 by 25, that is equal to 0.8. Here the value is less than 1, therefore price elasticity of demand is less than 1. It shows that if a quantity or price moves in one direction, the price elasticity of demand will be having one value, and a reverse direction will have another value if we are calculating using this percentage method. This is the drawback of this percentage method. In a normal demand curve, price elasticity of demand will be different if we are considering a price decrease and if we are considering a price increase, because we are considering here the percentage change. Therefore initial price and initial quantities are having some relevance, and therefore a change from A to B will provide you a particular value of elasticity of demand, and a reverse change from B to A will give you another value of elasticity of demand. This is the main drawback of this percentage method. In order to overcome this drawback, we have introduced arc method of measuring elasticity of demand. Now we are moving to analyze the price elasticity of demand using arc method. One of the major drawback of proportionate or percentage method is that movement from one point to another point on a demand curve will give you a value of elasticity, and a reverse movement will give you another value of elasticity. That means there are two values if there is a price decrease or a price increase. In order to avoid this situation and to calculate the elasticity of demand in between 2 points of a single demand curve, like the points in between A and B, we can depend arc method. Therefore on a single demand curve, suppose if we want to measure the elasticity of demand of a particular range on a demand curve, we can depend arc method. In this figure, to measure the elasticity of demand in between the points A and B, we can use arc method of measuring elasticity of demand. In order to identify the price elasticity of demand using arc method, we are modifying the equation of identifying elasticity of demand using proportionate method. The equation can be written as price elasticity of demand is equal to delta Q by delta P into price P1 plus P2, that is original price plus new price, and divided by Q1 plus Q2. Equation once again, price elasticity of demand is equal to change in Q divided by change in price into P1 plus P2 divided by Q1 plus Q2. Here delta Q is the change in quantity demanded of the commodity, and delta P is the change in price of the commodity. P1 represents the initial price of the commodity, and P2, that means initial price means price before change, and P2 represent the final price or price after change in the price of the commodity, and Q1 is the initial quantity, and Q2 is the final quantity or quantity after the change in price of the commodity. These are the terms connected with the identification or measurement of elasticity of demand using arc method. Now we are going to calculate the price elasticity of demand with a numerical example which we have explained earlier. As per the previous example, we have an imaginary demand schedule where price of the commodity is 5 and quantity demanded is 20, and when price decreases to 4, quantity demanded increases to 25. Here we have delta Q, that is change in quantity, is equal to 5, that is 20 to 25, and delta P is equal to 1. Similarly, initial price of the commodity P1 is equal to 5 and P2 is equal to 4, Q1 is equal to 20 and Q2 is equal to 25. Now we are going to apply these values into the above formula. Now we have delta Q by delta P, that is 5 by 1 into P1 plus P2, that is equal to 4 plus 5 divided by Q1 plus Q2, that is 20 plus 25. This will give us 5 by 1 into 4 plus 5, that will give us 45 divided by 45, which will be equal to 1. Here price elasticity of demand as per ARC method is equal to 1. Suppose if we calculate the movement of price from 4 to 5, that is movement from 4 to 5, and quantity decrease from 25 to 20, then also we will get the same value for elasticity of demand. In such a situation also we are going to get same value. Therefore, movement from A to B and the reverse movement from B to A on a single demand curve provides you a single value of price elasticity of demand using this ARC method. Therefore, ARC method is an advancement or improvement over the conventional proportionate or percentage method of measuring elasticity of demand. As the next step, we are going to analyze the point method or geometric method of measuring elasticity of demand. This method is normally used to measure elasticity of demand at a particular point on a linear demand curve. The formula to identify price elasticity of demand using point method or geometric method is price elasticity of demand is equal to the lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the same demand curve. Suppose we have a demand curve. On x-axis we are having quantity demanded of the commodity, and on y-axis we are having price, and we are having a demand curve, a straight line demand curve or linear demand curve AB, which touches both the axis, quantity axis and price axis. Now we have point C. Suppose if we want to measure elasticity at point C, the equation is price elasticity of demand is equal to lower segment divided by upper segment. That is, price elasticity of demand at point C is equal to CB, that is the lower portion of the demand curve, divided by upper portion, that is AC. Here we know that CB is greater than AC, and therefore this value, price elasticity of value, will be greater than 1. In the same demand curve, elasticity of demand at point A, that is where the demand curve touches price axis, elasticity of demand will be equal to infinity. And if we want to measure elasticity of demand at point B, where the demand curve touches its quantity axis, it will be 0. Price elasticity of demand at a linear demand curve where it touches quantity axis will be 0, and where it touches price axis will be infinity. And at the midpoint of the demand curve, that like point C, elasticity of demand will be equal to 1. And above the midpoint we will be having an area CA, and in the area CA, at the point of any point on the area CA, we will be having elasticity greater than 1. Similarly, any point below C, that is in between CB, price elasticity of demand will be less than 1. That is, on a straight line demand curve where it touches both the axes, at the midpoint elasticity will be equal to 1, and above the midpoint elasticity will be greater than 1, and below the midpoint elasticity will be less than 1, and when it touches quantity axis elasticity is equal to 0, and where it touches price axis elasticity is equal to infinity. One of the important point here is that price elasticity of demand of a linear demand curve will be different at different points. It is 0 at point B and it is infinity at point A, and it lies in between 0 and infinity. And at all the points on this demand curve, elasticity of demand will be different. We can apply the same concept in case of a non-linear demand curve if we want to measure the elasticity of demand at a particular point on a non-linear demand curve. Suppose we have a non-linear demand curve DD and we want to measure the elasticity at point C, then the best method is to draw a tangent which passes through C like this. Here we have drawn a tangent AB. This AB line is tangent to this demand curve at point C, and therefore we want to measure the elasticity of demand at point C. Here the lower segment is price elasticity of demand at point C is equal to the lower segment CB divided by the upper segment AC. Therefore, in case of a non-linear demand curve, we can use point method or geometric method by drawing a tangent which touches both the axes. If it is possible to draw a tangent which touches both the axes, we can measure the point elasticity of a non-linear demand curve as well. It is possible to analyze the nature of elasticity of demand using total outlay or total expenditure. Therefore, this method is called total expenditure method or total outlay method. The meaning of term outlay is expenditure. Here we are considering the amount of money spent on a commodity before and after its price change. Or we can say that change in total expenditure can be used as a measure of elasticity of demand. Here we are not accurately measuring the exact value of elasticity of demand, but we are classifying the elasticity of demand into 3 on the basis of its nature as more elastic, less elastic and unitary elastic. Therefore, on the basis of total expenditure method, it is possible to assess the nature of elasticity of demand as more elastic, less elastic or unitary elastic. Now suppose that price of a commodity increases, total expenditure on that commodity decreases. Similarly, when price of a commodity falls or decreases, total expenditure on that commodity increases. In these two situations, we can have elasticity of demand greater than 1. That is, along with a price increase, there is a total expenditure decrease, and along with a price fall, there is an increase in expenditure. In such a situation, elasticity of demand will be greater than 1. We can analyze this case by using a numerical example. Consider the variables price, quantity demanded and total expenditure on the commodity. Now we have the commodity price is rupees 5 and total quantity demanded is 10 units. and total expenditure on the commodity will be automatically 5 into 10, that is 50 rupees. Now when price of the commodity decreased to 4, we will be demanding more of the units, that is our demand has been increased to 15 units. Automatically 15 into 4 will be equal to 60. Here total expenditure increased from 50 to 60, and we can say that the price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. That is, if total expenditure increases along with the price decrease, then we can say that price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Now let us consider price increase of the commodity. Now price of the commodity initially was 5 and consumer is consuming 10 units and total expenditure on the commodity is 50. When price increased to 6, the consumption of the commodity has been decreased from 10 to 7 and total expenditure of the commodity has been decreased. Therefore, as per the analysis, when price increases, total expenditure is on decrease, and automatically we can say that price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. That is, when price increases and total expenditure falls, price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Now we are going to analyze less elastic demand. Suppose when price of a commodity increases, along with the increase in price of the commodity, total expenditure on the commodity also increase. And similarly, when price of the commodity falls, total expenditure on the commodity also falls. That means when price increases, total expenditure increases, and when price decreases, total expenditure decreases. In such a situation, we can say that there is price elasticity of demand less than 1. That is, less elastic demand. Now let us analyze the condition of less elastic demand with a numerical example. We have price, quantity demanded of the commodity, and total expenditure of the commodity. We have 3 columns. Initially price of the commodity is 5 and quantity demanded is 10, and automatically total expenditure will be 50 rupees. Now when price increases to rupees 6, when price increases, quantity demanded will be decreased. Here change in quantity demanded or decrease in quantity demanded is only a lesser quantity, that is demand decreases to 9 and total expenditure is 9 into 6, that is 54. It means that when price increases, there is an increase in total expenditure of the commodity. Therefore we can say that price elasticity of demand is less than 1. That is, price elasticity of demand less than 1 when increase in price is followed by an increase in total expenditure. Now let us analyze the decrease in price of a product. We have initial price of the commodity as 5 and quantity demanded of the commodity is 10. Automatically total expenditure will be 50 rupees. When price decreases from 5 to 4, the quantity demanded increase. When price decreases, quantity demanded will be increased, and quantity demanded increases to 12, but the total expenditure is decreasing. That is, 12 into 4 is equal to 48. Here there is a price decrease or decrease in price, which will be followed by a decrease in total expenditure. Therefore there is direct relationship between price and total expenditure. In such a situation, price elasticity of demand will be less than 1. That is, when price of the commodity decreases, total expenditure also decrease. Once again, when price and total expenditure are having direct relationship, then price elasticity of demand is less than 1. Now we are going to analyze the unitary elastic demand by using total expenditure method. In case of unitary elastic demand, when price increases, total expenditure remains the same. And similarly, when price decreases also, total expenditure remains the same. Suppose price of a commodity increases, then total expenditure on that commodity is constant. And when price decreases, the total expenditure of that on that commodity remains constant, and in such a situation we can say that price elasticity of demand is equal to 1, or there is unitary elastic demand. Let us analyze this case by using a numerical example. Now we have price of the commodity on one column, quantity demanded of the commodity on another column, and total expenditure is shown in the third column. Suppose price of the commodity is rupees 8, quantity demanded is 10 units, and total expenditure on the commodity will be 80 units. When price of the commodity increases to 10, that is price increases from 8 to 10, the quantity demanded will be decreased to 8 and total expenditure is 80 itself. Here, when there is an increase in price of the product, total expenditure is constant, and therefore we can say that price elasticity of demand is equal to 1. That is, there is unitary elastic demand. Now let us consider the decrease in price of the product. Initial price of the product is 8 and quantity demanded is 10 units and total expenditure is 80. When price decreases from 8 to 5, quantity demanded extends from 10 to 16, that is more quantity is demanded at lower price, and total expenditure will be 16 into 5, that is equal to 80. Here, when price of a product decreases, there is total expenditure remains constant, and we can say that price elasticity of demand is equal to 1, or there is unitary elastic demand. Now let us summarize the total expenditure method by using a following table. Now we are having price as the first column, total expenditure on the commodity as the second column, relation between price and total expenditure as the third column, and nature of price elasticity of demand as the fourth column. Initially we are analyzing, suppose there is an increase in price leads to decrease in total expenditure, or an decrease in price leads to an increase in total expenditure, then the relationship is inverse. That means there is opposite relationship between price and total expenditure. In such a situation, price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. In the next case, suppose an increase in price is followed by an increase in total expenditure, and a decrease in price is followed by a decrease in total expenditure. It means that the relation between price and total expenditure is direct or positive. The relationship or price elasticity of demand is less than 1. That is, there is less elastic demand. In the last category, whatever may be the change in price, there is decrease in price or increase in price, then total expenditure remains constant. That means there is no change in total expenditure. It means that the relation between price and total expenditure is not visible. That is, there is no relation. In such a case, price elasticity of demand is equal to 1, or there is unitary elastic demand. If there is direct relationship between price and total expenditure, then there is less elastic demand. If there is inverse relationship between price and total expenditure, there is elasticity of demand greater than unity. And if there is no relation between increase or decrease in price and total expenditure, we are having unitary elastic demand. Thus, we have analyzed different methods to measure price elasticity of demand. They are proportionate percentage method, arc method, point method, and total expenditure method. Different methods of measuring elasticity of demand are used in different situations and based on the available data related with price and quantity demanded. Besides, there are different implications to different methods to measure elasticity of demand. Besides, there are different implications to different methods of measuring elasticity, price elasticity of demand. Thank you.